This motorhome came stock with a 4-pole flat, which is great for your lights and everything, and maybe a small trailer. But if you got a motorhome, chances are you're going to be pulling your car with a flat toe setup. And this 4-pole, you can do it, but it's not really an optimal way to do it. We'll show you how to upgrade this to a 7-pole connector, which makes things a lot better. Today, in this 2013 Thor ACE, we're going to review and install the Mighty Cord trailer connector adapter. This is our connector from Mighty Cord here. It has a conventional 7-pole connector on the inside. Very popular industry standard for many years. Comes out back, it's going to adapt down to a 4-pole connector, which will plug into your 4-pole connector on your motorhome. This is what the 7-pole looks like when it's installed in the back of our motorhome. You can see we have it sitting up right below the bumper, where it fits nice and it looks like it's part of the original tow package. Now, a couple things we want to point out. First off, it's a 7-way connector. It even says it on the lid. If you look inside, it's got the very common 6 blades and then the center pin. This is an industry standard to fit all kinds of 7-pole connectors from your trailer, like this one, even a bit worn out. Quick look at the lid. So we got plenty of room and spring loaded to help keep it down into place and keep your connector from falling back out. This has a classic durable plastic construction, so it'll last a very long time. You don't have to worry about the metal galvanized versions that still end up rusting out on you. So this is a good match for your vehicle. Next, I'll go ahead and show you how I installed it, plus a couple extra pointers from extra circuits along the way. Now, our 7-pole connector is not going to hold itself up, so we need some extra parts. We'll need our no-drill long bracket here. This is actually clamped to our hitch to help hold it in place. And also, from Mighty Cord, we also have a 7-pole connector that fits a wide variety of 7-pole connectors. As you can see, I have both pieces already attached to it. The only other modification I did is I put a slight bend into it. So when I put it up on my hitch, it comes down at an angle and clears the bottom of our bumper. Now, our bracket's held in place by a clamp. So it'll go through the opening here and around our hitch. Make sure your screw is pointing down to the ground. Makes it a little bit easier to run it together. Push it back up. This will engage the threads, and then we can tighten it down. Let's put our 7-pole into place. We're going to just thread our wires through. We'll connect our lights here. Push them together. Now, I did put a light layer of dielectric grease on the pins here to help protect it, because once we put it together, this will be a semi-permanent connection. It's also a good idea to run a zip tie around it to make sure it doesn't ever come apart again. I'm just simply going to run a zip tie between the wires here to keep everything steady. That'll be more than enough. Let's mount this up to our bracket here. Now, this does not come with the hardware. I wish it did, but it does not come with hardware to install it. So a conventional panhead screw, flat washer, lock washer, and nut will be more than adequate for our bracket here. With all our hardware in place, let's go ahead and snug them down. For our customer's application, we're not going to require the use of these 2 wires, so we're not going to worry about them, and we will be using our blue wire here. Now, since I'm making an electrical connection that's going to be outside of the vehicle, and especially underneath, I like to use a regular heat shrink butt connector that'll seal everything out instead of these conventional ones like that are on here. So let's go ahead and just cut it and replace it. And the other 2 wires, this can be used, the black, for a trailer or a towed vehicle for a 12-volt power supply to charge a battery or run an accessory on a trailer. And for yellow wire on a trailer side only, this is typically used for reverse slide or maybe an auxiliary circuit for some other reason on your towed vehicle. Now, our customer is going to be using the blue wire here for a notification system from his towed vehicle. We'll be using this circuit that's used the factory tow package on the brake wire that goes up front underneath the dash. Now, we have to get underneath the motorhome here and get access to the wiring that's on the passenger side of the frame. Here's a wire harness going towards the back. There's a big connector and a small connector. We want access to the bigger connector here. So this wire harness, we're going to follow it down. I took this apart earlier and actually found some labels for the wire harness here. I got lucky And it says there used to be a flag here for brake output. So what I did is use another heat shrink butt connector and some extra 10 gauge wire, and I ran it down to my 4-pole connector. This way you can run this signal all the way from the front to the back, and you don't have to worry about running an extra wire going up towards the front and the cab of your motorhome. Here's the wire I extended, and it's going right to our blue wire here. We'll apply some heat to it to shrink it up. The last hookup will be a white wire for ground, and that's going to go to some sheet metal right behind the bumper here. This place right behind the bumper will do just fine. So using a self-tapping screw, once again it doesn't come with those connectors, so you have to supply that on your own. We'll run it in. Alright, just about done. We'll tidy up our wires a little bit, kind of organize them, and we'll zip tie them into place. With everything connected, we'll go ahead and try it out. I got a nice little tester for this, but you could also use your trailer or your towed vehicle for this. Let's try our lights. First off, we'll do our running light circuit. Left turn signal. A right turn signal. And we'll double check for brake signal. And now finish it for the mounting cord trailer connector adapter on this 2013 Thor ACE.